Hi there, it's Ivan and you're watching Puzzle Guy channel. Today, as I promised, I'm going to show you 5 brand new puzzles made by Pelikan. All of them are going to be available at Pelikan's website by the end of the next week. Also, since you usually come here to see my attempt to solve the puzzle, I'm going to solve 333 puzzle. It was designed by Asanori Yamamoto and made by Pelikan. This puzzle is from previous Pelikan's collection. And I'm wondering if anyone noticed in my previous video, I had 2 interesting puzzles on my shelf and they're still there. One of these puzzles you were asking me to solve for quite some times. So the first one is Excalibur. I got it from Pelikan. This puzzle is extremely difficult. It requires more than 100 moves to take it apart and 100 more moves to assemble it again. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to solve this puzzle. I think that I'm gonna start solving it for today, maybe tomorrow, and I'm gonna film it and I will show you my attempt as soon as I will be ready. Another puzzle that I got from Pelikan is Thor's Hammer. Very nice, very beautiful puzzle. Also, I think it's going to be very difficult since it requires a lot of steps to take it apart and to assemble it again. And now I will show you 5 brand new puzzles made by Pelikan. So let's take a closer look at 5 new puzzles that are going to be available at Pelikan's website very soon. They are designed by 3 different puzzle designers. You may recognize 2 puzzles on the right. They're designed by Asanori Yamamoto. The name of this puzzle is Pumpkin 1 and this puzzle is Triangle Cube 3. 2 puzzles on the left are designed by Dr. Volker Latusek. The small one is a Euclid for kids and the big puzzle is X-Ray Cube. And the one in the middle, it's a Rota hashtag puzzle. It was designed by Lucy Powells and I think this is the most beautiful out of these 5 puzzles. And I'll start my review with Rota hashtag. This puzzle comes disassembled. It comes like this. It has 4 parts and you have to assemble them into this hashtag shape. And this is the only puzzle I've solved out of 5 since I had to assemble it to show you how it looks. It is not a very difficult puzzle, but it is definitely the best looking puzzle. And as you can see, it's going to be available in 2 different colors, Venge and Maple, the dark color, and Babinga and Maple, the light color version of the puzzle. So very beautiful puzzle. It's gonna take a place on my shelf and gonna look very nice there. So next I'll show you 2 puzzles designed by Asanori Yamamoto. The first one is Pumpkin 1. It has 3 parts and it takes 12 moves to assemble and 12 moves to disassemble this puzzle. To remove first piece, it takes 9 steps. For the second piece 1 step and 2 steps for the third piece. And as you can see, all 3 parts are different. They have very different shape. And the box where you have to put all 3 parts is looks like this. It has only 1 opening, pretty big opening on one side, and there is no other openings. And as always, the object is to fit all parts inside in such a way that the opening will be covered with inner parts. And unlike some other puzzles made by Asanori Yamamoto, which has 2 openings or sometimes even 3, this has only 1. So pretty interesting puzzle. So the next one is Triangle Cube 3. This puzzle has 5 parts and it takes 18 steps to solve the puzzle. 7 to remove first piece, 4 to remove second piece, 2 for the third, 3 to remove piece number 4 and 2 to remove piece number 5. So I have to remove all the parts to show you how they look. It seems like pretty difficult to do, even though the puzzle is not solved. And this puzzle requires rotation to solve it. Okay. Don't really know how to remove all the parts. And as you can see, this puzzle has 5 parts. They're all very different. Only these 2 parts looks almost similar, like in the mirror. And the frame looks like this. It has big triangle opening on one side and big triangle opening on the other side. Unlike many other puzzles, it has 5 parts, and when you assemble these 5 parts into a cube, there's going to be only 3 spots left, so you have to make pretty tight cube, and it's going to be, I think, pretty difficult puzzle. So there was 2 puzzles made by Asanori Yamamoto, and now I'll show you 2 puzzles designed by Dr. Volker Latusek. The first one is Euclid for Kids. As you can tell from the name, Euclid for Kids, I thought it's gonna take just 20 minutes to solve, since it's for kids, unlike the adult version that was made like a couple of months ago, and it took me a lot of hours to solve. So I tried to solve this puzzle, and after 30 minutes I couldn't find solution, I couldn't find any clues, and now I think that it is not possible to solve this puzzle. So probably it's gonna take me hours to solve. And as you can see, the frame looks exactly the same as a frame from original Euclid puzzle, but much smaller. I can show you here. I have the Euclid puzzle, the first version. It's much bigger, and this new one is much smaller, and it has only 3 parts, unlike the original Euclid, which has 5 parts, or maybe even 6, I don't really remember. So here there are 3 parts. One is pretty big, and you can put it inside this way or this way, but you can't put it inside this way, since, as you can see, there is not enough, just a couple of millimeters. This part is much smaller, and again you can fit it inside only this way or this way, but if you try to do it this way, it's not enough, again just a couple of millimeters. And if you try to fit it this way, it almost fits, but it's not enough, just, I don't know, half a millimeter or maybe 1 millimeter to put inside. And the third part is pretty small. There is no problems to fit it inside, only this way you can't put it. So looks pretty simple and looks like for kids, but when you put at least 2 parts inside, here is the problem. You can't fit the third part. And I've tried for half an hour and didn't find any clues how to solve this puzzle. So I think it's going to be the most difficult out of 5 latest puzzles. And the last one, also designed by Dr. Volker Latusek, X-ray cube. The object of the puzzle is to fit all 8 parts inside in such a way that there is going to be a hole in the middle, and when you close the lid, as you can see, there is a hole on this side and the hole on this side. So when you put all parts with the hole in the middle, you can see through the cube. And if you remove the parts, you will see that there are 8 parts. You can divide them into 2 groups of 4, since these 4 parts looks exactly the same like those 4 parts. And now you have to find a way how to put the puzzle in such a way that there is going to be a hole in the middle. I think that I have an idea how to solve this puzzle, since it looks pretty similar to one of the puzzles I've solved a long time ago. So maybe it's not going to be very difficult for me, but who knows. Nevertheless, I like the idea of this puzzle. It is pretty interesting, and it's going to take some time to figure out how to put all parts inside. And for those of you who are a fan of Dr. Volker Latusek puzzles, Pelikan is gonna make a couple of other Dr. Volker Latusek puzzles in the next collections. So there was 5 new puzzles made by Pelikan. If you like one of these puzzles or you like all of them, they will be available at Pelikan's website starting from the end of the next week. So there was the review of 5 brand new puzzles made by Pelikan. They will be available by the end of the next week. And now I will show you my attempt to solve 333 puzzle. So let's try to solve 333 puzzle made by Asanori Yamamoto. I will start my stopwatch and let's take it apart since the puzzle solved unsolved and the parts are inside in a random way. So there are 3 parts and the frame looks like this. There is a big opening on one side and a small opening one by one on the other side. And I think that I have an idea how to solve this puzzle since I've solved another puzzle made by Asanori Yamamoto that had similar opening on the back of the frame and there was very similar part, and the idea was to put this part in such a way that it goes inside the opening, and when you put it all the way there you will see that there's plenty of room here to fit all other parts. So I think that I'll stick to idea that this puzzle is going to be on one of the sides. It can be like this and I will put it inside this way, or it can be some other ways, probably like this as well. And I think that's it. I can't put it, I can put it like this, but that's not gonna be very nice since only one part of the puzzle sticks out. Okay, so I'll try to put it this way first, and now I have to figure out the way how to put the rest parts in such a way that I can cover both openings. So on the back side this piece will cover the opening, and on this side this part is gonna stick out from the frame. So that's not the solution. Let's try to find another one that looks pretty interesting, but I don't know, I'm not gonna be able to fit this piece. Yeah, doesn't seem a right one. This part is very tricky. It is very big. It is like 3 by 3 by 2 and it's going to take a lot of space in our cube, so it's going to be tricky to fit it. So if I put it like this, it's going to be more than 3 cubes. If I put it like this, there is no option I can fit this part. Okay, so probably this is not supposed to be here, it's supposed to be on that side. Okay, so if I put it this way, let's see how I can fit the parts. That looks pretty good, but I can't fit this piece. What else I can do? That looks pretty nice. And okay, now it looks like I can probably fit this inside the frame. So this piece is going to cover the opening on the back, and here this part is going to cover the opening on the front. So let's try to figure out how to move the parts outside the frame so that I can put them inside and remove. So this goes first up, this piece goes to the front one step, and now I think that, yeah, this part will go down to the left and one step down again. What is going to be my next move? Oops, I can move this piece one step to the front. Oh, that's not easy to do. I think that I'm gonna use, oh, that's gonna be a little bit easier for me. So if it's gonna be like this, I can move it to the right what is going to be my next move. I can't move this piece, and where I can move this piece. Oh, it's not a good idea to put the frame this way since I can't see the opening and I can't understand what I'm doing. So let's see again. So this piece is going to be right here, and it's going to be probably somewhere here. Oh, okay, I can move it one step to the right. So all these parts here, I can move it one step to the right. This piece will go up, and this piece will go to the left, and I can remove this part. Okay, that seems interesting, so let's try. I put this first inside, then I put this piece to the left. Now I try to put this, move to the left, this goes to the right. Now the piece on the bottom fell one step down. Yeah, I think, yep, solved. So it took me a little bit less than 6 minutes to solve 333 puzzle made by Asanori Yamamoto. So that was the 333 puzzle designed by Asanori Yamamoto. Not a very difficult puzzle, at least for me, since I've solved very similar puzzle before, but nevertheless very nice looking and interesting puzzle. So let me know in a comment which puzzle from the new Pelikan's puzzle collection do you like the most. Do you think that the rotor hashtag puzzle is the most beautiful out of 5 new puzzles? And also let me know which puzzle do you want to solve me next, Excalibur or the Thor's hammer. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed my video, hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and push the bell button to be notified every time I upload new video. See you next time.